on a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. When that's not possible, tell me, can you weather the storm? 'Cause I need somebody who will stand by me through the good times and bad times. She'll always be right there. Sunny days, ooh, everybody loves them. Yeah. Can you stand the rain?
Ahmir we all went to school in Massachusetts, or came for various opportunities. So basically, what year was it, guys? It's been that long. What was the original year, Tino?
This was probably 2001.
Right. So Mike and I were in competing somewhat choirs. He was at the choir at BU, and I was at the choir at Northeastern, two of the best choirs in the city, and it was a friendly rivalry. And I guess both Mike and I were the kind of front tenor solos for our respective choirs. So eventually we met up, got wind of each other, and it was actually Mike's idea to start the group. And from there, the search was on.
Here is Arabic for print.
Darling, I can't explain. Where did we lose our way? Girl, it's driving me insane. And I know I just need one more chance to prove my love to you. If you come back to me, I guarantee that I'll never let you go. Can we go back to the days of love was strong? Can you tell me?
Absolutely. It's a challenge to cover any song, from being honest with you, because you want to maintain the integrity of the original song, but I don't think you want to do it exactly the way the artist does it, because if that's the case, then people would just go and find that artist. You kind of want to breathe your own identity into the record, but you have to stay true to the core of the record, or else people will be like, it's so different that, you know what I'm saying, I can't really vibe with it because it's not in the same vein that the artist wrote it in. So I think you have to really find a nice balance of putting your own spin on it while also maintaining the integrity of how the writer, chose to, bring that out.
It's had a huge impact on our career, and I think we might have just came up at the right time where, social media was an important thing right out the gate. It wasn't like we were a group for years like some other groups, and then they discovered social media, halfway through their journey and kind of figured it out. And then we kind of came up right in that, at the start of that era, and made a very deliberate effort to become popular through social media. So, originally it was YouTube, and, the best way at that particular time was to cover the hottest songs, the ones that were getting the most plays, the ones that were getting the most searches, and just, basically try to do them better than everybody else who was covering it was. And, so that's what we did for a long time. We took songs, we made them our own. We did songs out of our genre to be a little bit different. We mashed up songs to be a little bit different. And, we got, amazing results. So we rode that wave for a very long time, and are still riding it to a certain degree.
Absolutely. I find that, if we're being completely honest, I believe it was Stephanie Mills who said it not too long ago that in this country specifically they want R&B, but they just don't want it from black people. Right? So, and I know that's a controversial and a pretty provocative statement, but you have people like Justin Bieber and Justin Timberlake that put out pretty much an R&B records, right? But because they were, white boys, it kind of crossed over really well for them. But if you really listen to the album, the majority of their last two projects, besides the one that Justin just put out, was really heavy in the R&B feel. When we traveled overseas, I mean, people knew every word, and they really were into, what the presentation was of just authentic R&B music. So I just think they had a much greater appreciation for it. But I also feel like if the gateholders over here, or the gatekeepers rather, would just, put out great music and give that sort of platform, I think, that we'd, be a lot bigger than we are right now, which is why I'm thankful that YouTube, kind of neutralized some of that by a way that we could get our music out there. But at the same time, the market became so saturated that it became very, very difficult to really break through in certain pockets. So although we've been able to kind of stay in the forefront, it has been a challenge to stay at the forefront whenever the market is so oversaturated with anybody who wants to put up something can do that. That's a good question. I'm kind of a in-hand type of guy. I enjoy, even when I read, I'm a heavy reader. So, there are audiobooks, and that has its place, right? There's, tablets where you can read things online, etc. I don't think there's any substitute for being able to really grab hold to a book and be able to feel the pages and all those kind of things. And when you meet, the author of that book, being able to have them sign it, things like that. I don't think there's any substitute for that. And I think that overall, as a country, we're becoming very me, and not so much, like the one to another sort of aspect, which I think music creates. Music creates a family, as it were, out of things and out of people. And it's a great connecting factor. So, you think back, many years ago, people would come with their posters ready for it to be signed, things like that. Now everybody just has a camera phone. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more disconnected in my opinion, but, I don't think there's any substitute for being able to go get an album and being able to, open that sucker up and really read through the material that was printed back then.
I think that it's really important that you give back especially once you have a certain platform, and you're really influential when it comes to, your followers. I think that without giving back, to the people that have supported you throughout the years, it's just not what Ahmir is about. I mean, we're really about giving back and showing our appreciation, and just being thankful that we're able to share the gift that we've been given in more ways than one. And that's through our music and also through our influence.
If I could add to that a little bit as well, adding on to what KC just said, I think giving back for us has been an extension of who we are. So I think music gave us the platform to be able to do a lot more, but we are just very giving men who really feel very, very deeply and very, very passionate about certain causes. you know what I'm saying, and things that have affected us personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I have, you know, some woman in my family, one of my aunts was, you know, severely beaten in her head with a hammer when I was a lot younger. That was one of the first domestic violent type things that I had ever really witnessed firsthand. And it led me into a space where I always, you know, like if I ever saw that dude, I probably would catch the case, right? But as I grew into manhood, it was like, okay, there are so many women dealing with those type of situations. What can we do with the platform that we have, you know, to kind of speak to some of that? So we've done so many different, you know, projects, like the Pixel Project, you know what I'm saying, things like that that really deal with, you know, providing a message that I think men need. I saw a T-shirt not too long ago that said no with a period right after it, and then right under it said no was a complete sentence. And I was like, that was a very simplified, very simplistic, very powerful way, right, to just say, listen, enough is enough of some of this garbage that's been happening in the country. And I think we've seen that across industries. We've seen men be brought up on all types of charges that are just horrific. That's just like, what do you people think? You know what I mean? Like, I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? I have a mother, of course, you know what I'm saying? I have a sister. Like, you know, we try to do projects that felt very, very like home based to us. Like, what would we want to say if this was your mother? What would you want to say if this was, you know, our sister or my daughter? So we try to do things that we were passionate about. That's something that our manager always kind of, you know, put before us. Like, let's do things that you all are passionate about. It doesn't just want to feel like something that you have to do, but rather something that you're passionate about. And it reads as very genuine whenever it's a result of something that we're passionate about.
I would if there's some talent there, I would definitely tell them to keep on pushing through, and don't ever, if that's their dream, just don't give up on their dream.
Casey, you funny. If there's some talent there.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, it's like it's just not for you. But if there's actually talent there, and it's what they really want to do, just don't give up on your dream. You know, and it's a long road.
If I could just say it a different way than KC, but basically the same thing in essence. Adjust your breaking point. Because you're going to have to do that repeatedly if you want to, you know, succeed. Great question.
I would say carry on. Thank you. And we shouldn't be doing this, because I think we should be doing this as just real raw R&B.
I'm going to go with Heartless, So Wet Wet, and get back to me for my third one. Let Casey go.
I know what your third one is going to be.
I don't even know. I know what it is.
With My Love.
I know you was going to say that, King.
Yeah, man, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Let me see. Heartless is one I like as well. Oh man. Actually, I didn't think anyway.
My third one is I Won't, which I feel is a highly underrated song. I actually think that is definitely one of the top songs on the album, and it doesn't really get as much props as some of the other songs. Underrated genre right there.
I thought you was going to say everything.
Yeah.
I could have. I was going to name three of my songs.
Separated is my joint, man.
Separated?
Yeah. I can't forget.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's like fire.
Ooh, mama told me I should do something real good with my life. Well, alright. Made too many mistakes, won't let you get away. You're alright. This ain't just a feeling, and I ain't leaving. Your love I'm needing, gotta believe it. You got my heart, you got my mind, you got my soul, you know my time, and that's alright. 'Cause you're on mine, it feels like ooh, and it feels so good, my love. When it's me and my baby,
It was Sing Sing's concept. Sing Sing wrote the song, and I believe, I can't speak for him, so I unfortunately couldn't be here. But from the perspective of a songwriter, like when you're a great songwriter, the video writes itself, kind of, to a certain degree. And I believe that's probably what happened for Sing. The song screams old school, screams nostalgia, screams vintage, and so that's just automatically what you begin to visualize as a writer of the song, as far as what you want for a video. So, it's a period piece, and just basically tells the story of new love,
Well, we're definitely going to be working on more material, more music for you guys. We'll definitely be putting up some more videos up on YouTube. We'll be doing some promotions for the album, of course.
Hopefully, we'll be doing the follow-up video for the next single off the album, hopefully as well.
Yep. I don't know, Chino, anything else you can add to that?
We'll be putting out another Japan album at the end of the year, probably as well.
Yeah, I guess I would say, we're going to try to put out a video for the second single, continue album promotions, work on some dates. There's some overseas dates that I'm working on. As you spoke before, there's a lot of love, overseas in Japan and in Asia. So we may try to go back over there. We were there just about a year ago in Hong Kong and did a show. So we may try to do something like that again. Maybe the coming months, maybe this summer. And I know, just individually speaking, I know some of the guys have individual projects that are coming down the line, which I think would be kind of cool for people to see individual expressions from some of the members. But that's what I think a lot of people can look forward to.
great.
Mr. Jones, I am at Damn Mr. Jones, DAMNMRJONES, on all social media, Twitter, IG, Facebook, Spotify, all that. Also, don't forget the Ahmir account on IG.
Facebook is KC Washington on Facebook, and Instagram is Kelly Camacho _.
Thank you. We really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
I ran a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no Jimmy. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio, come serve that scampi. Got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now. Jump in the Cadillac. Girl, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, my baby. Just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. lucky for you, that's what I like, that's what I like. Sex by the fire.